New Superman, number 11, Jean Luen Yang, writing Billy Tan on art. Bogdanovich is gone. He's away doing Action Comics issues now. Didn't do this week's, but he's doing some of them.
I kind of like Tan. Usually, I'm hit or miss with him.
And he's good in this. Like as much I pointed that out because it's a change, but
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying. I have sometimes I'm like, oh, he's great, and other times I go, eh.
honestly, it does a quite a good job of continuing a similar style. It doesn't feel like a massive departure from the previous
Okay,
style.
because I definitely wouldn't have said he had a similar style. If I just when I think of his work in
Yeah,
general.
well, obviously, I think the coloring is the same and stuff like that. That helps kind of keep it
Yeah.
tied, sort of grounded together. But certainly there was nothing in it that made me go, "Oh, this is so different that it's taking me out of this" or anything like that. Plot of this one was actually really fun. So Avery from the Flash, who joined the book over the last couple issues, who's now the China Flash, right? And they and they do point out that she is actually American Chinese, but whatever. She's part of the Chinese Justice League now, and they're doing tests with her back saying delay and are testing her powers and stuff. And Keenan unlocks his speed, his super speed, because he's doing more of his meditation stuff, and and there's some really fun banter there as well with Ming Ming, who works at the ministry. Was like, I never noticed that Ming Ming looks as this attractive before. Too bad she's not my type. And then Ming Ming says, "Hey King, something I need to tell you." "Yeah, I know. Yeah, but you're not my type." Like he just says that out loud as if that's what she's going to ask him. But his legs are vibrating because he's getting his super speed. He's kicking in to his new powers. But basically, him and Avery have a race because he just shows up at the ministry. He's like, "Hey, I got my super speed," and they're like, "Oh, let's find out who's the fastest person in China." And they just start speeding around, and they basically
Classic trope: Superman versus Flash.
but they basically start like cheating. Like they keep trying to trick each other by like stealing the other one's kinetic energy, like tricking them into thinking they're stopping for a break and stuff like that. And it's just fun. But so that's all going on, and then meanwhile, the China White Triad group murder a scientist that we met like several issues ago underwater, and it all ties into Delane's backstory about her being found in concrete, and like she escaped from like a concrete prison, and it was to do with this sorcerer, Monk Fahey, who's a sorcerer whose spirit animal is a turtle. And
Is that important?
yes, it is important. I'm getting to it. It's
I
definitely
wasn't
important.
sure if that was just an ancillary detail you were going, "Heh, enjoy this one," or if that's something that
No.
you need to know.
So the China White Triad like bring him up because he's trapped in stone at the bottom of the river or the ocean, and they bring him up to the boat and they inject him. They mention, "Oh, this is something from one of Superman's villains." It turns out it's actually like Doomsday like serum or whatever, and basically so he breaks out of the rock and he becomes a giant Doomsday-esque turtle kaiju.
This sounds phenomenal.
And he's coming towards the shore. Basically, Keenan and Avery kind of like just kind of run into it and like, "Oh crap! There's a tidal wave coming because there's a giant turtle coming towards the city." And they like, and then Baxi and Delane show up as well, and Delane's sort of taking charge and they all sort of try and fight him and save people. And Robin Bot's around. He's flying now. There's a little flying robot. It's kind of like Skeet almost, but he's Robin Bot.
Okay.
And that's fun. Oh, this was a blast. Like I was I was really into this.
Oh, sounds pretty fun.
It seems like I Ching may be behind the whole thing. Like that he maybe hired the China White Triad to do all this. But no, so we got a kaiju basically coming towards the city, and they're all at one point. Delane's basically saying, "Oh, I'll turn myself in. I'll sacrifice myself if you save everyone." And then the others kind of like grab her and say, "No, you're not killing yourself. We can deal with this." But no, I can't get over just how fun this ended up because it was just the race itself was fun, and then you introduce Turtle Kaiju, and I'm just like, there's a giant, because it's like a turtle, but it's got like sort of some doomsday spikes kind of thing going on, coming out of its shoulders and stuff. So it's got this like demonic kind of look to it. But no, it was super fun. Oh yeah, I didn't mention the ending. So basically, they're getting their asses kicked, and what's her face back at the ministry is being like harassed by the Chinese prime minister or whoever, who we see is actually being like kind of like edged on by someone else, I Ching, I think. But it cuts to basically it's like, "Oh, release Superman Zero," who is the Superman from the Final Days of Superman from China that remember was going nuts and he was killing people and he was burning up. So the actual end of the book is that Superman Zero shows up. He Keenan sees like heat vision hit it. And he's like, "Oh, Superman's here," and he turns around. No, it's not Superman. It's Superman Zero, and he's got like a slightly modified version of Keenan's costume with a black cape.
Okay.
So that's the big ending. So we now have Superman Zero. The arc is called the Zero Ultimatum, so it seems like he's going to be a big part of it in dealing with Superman Zero. So no, that was the ending. But no, giant turtle kaiju, and Avery's like a proper part of the team now, and like she's bantering with the others. She seems kind of childish, kind of like Keenan is. Like she's because she only seems to care about like getting faster at her own speed.
Yeah.
So she seems kind of childish in that sense. Plus, it looks like we're going to get a little bit more Delane's backstory and how she became who she is and why she has her powers. And kind of this ties into like something that's going on. And I'm guessing like she might be quite old then. Like she may actually not just be as young as she seems. If like this, because this sorcerer's apparently been down here for a long time. So
okay.
I'm wondering how that's going to like tie in and let us know what's going on with that. So no.
Nice to see some cross pollination from the other Rebirth books. It's been very good with that since Rebirth, but
yeah, like Raptor and Deathstroke. Now we have Avery being the Chinese Flash for New Superman, and we've had some other stuff pop up here or there.
I like it. It seems like the editors are really on the ball.
Yeah, really are. But no, not only is it wasn't just, like at first it seemed like it might just be a cameo when he was in the US for a couple of issues.
Yeah,
but she's like a proper team member now, and it feels like no, we have 4 members now. We have Chinese, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Flash.
Yeah, it feels like she was made in Flash anyway, and they were like, hey, let's just use it. And the editors were like, yeah, use this one.
Yeah. So we just need a Chinese character to get a lantern ring now, just to... Actually, it's really funny, because at one point, Keenan... It seems like he can only use one power at a time, because he actually channel his ki into like one of his body parts to like trigger a power. So that seems like a sort of thing, like a handicap that he's got now. He can only use one at a time. But it's at one point because he uses X-ray vision to help Avery like get to various people to save them because they're all being flooded because of the tidal wave, but he ducks down to save some people who are already underwater, and basically his narration says, we should really rethink our stance on having a Chinese Aquaman in the movie. And I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah. What did Matt think of that?
Love the giant turtle and what Yang is doing with Keenan and the Justice League of China. Also, Avery is stealing every scene she's in. So yeah, she's a great addition to the book, is basically what we're saying.